Cultural expectations can absolutely contribute to feelings of failure. You see it all the time. One reason that I can relate to, even though I didn't want to just say I felt like a failure, but you know, even in society today, and this may not be like just a different culture, but our society tells us go to college, get married, have kids in that order, and when I got married, my husband and I, we were married for a while, and we were like, okay, well, let's have kids. And I saw all my friends, they were able to have babies and this and that. It was so easy for them. But it was not easy for me to have a baby. And we were like, well, what's wrong? Is it you? Is it me? And we started doing testing. And they were like, oh, well, you'll be able to have a baby. You'll have to do a few more steps, And I was just like, man, I felt like my body failed me. And I couldn't understand why everyone around was able to do something that's so natural, but my body just wasn't, for no reason at all, just not working how I wanted to when I wanted to. And needless to say, we ended up having twins, but at the same time, it wasn't in the way I thought. I thought that I would be able to just produce my babies and they would just come. And had I have really let that get to me, and a lot of women do, you can feel, oh man, infertility, it took my soul, it took my relationship, it took my identity. So that's one thing. And culture doesn't necessarily, our society doesn't necessarily mean to take that away from take away the, like, how do I say it? You don't want to make people that are infertile feel bad. That's not the goal, but it's just how much we praise having babies, and we expect, oh, the woman is going to have a baby. She's going to get pregnant. She's going to have babies. That's just the expectation, So that's one thing that immediately came to my mind. Another example is college. You might have four siblings, and out of those siblings, all four go to college. Maybe they go to Texas A&M and Baylor, and they're getting these degrees and they've got great careers. And here you are, the fifth sibling, and you don't. And you end up taking a job working for an insurance company, maybe not making what you want, and you're struggling, and everybody else has the big houses and the nice cars and the families. Well, your expectation and your culture made it to where you now feel like you're a failure. You feel inferior and less than because you didn't produce what they produced in that amount of time. So I do think that, our culture has a way of defining success for us. And another example that I can relate to is my husband and I own a plumbing company. And we can't tell you that, the reason we started a nonprofit about tradesmen and becoming a tradesman is because there are so many people that feel like failures because they did not go to college and get the 4-year degree, the 6-year degree, even a 2-year degree, and so they're working somewhere they're not happy with. Well, guess what? There are other ways to accomplish your goals and dreams. There are other, routes, and the trades route is becoming huge because that's one thing that we're always going to need is the trade industry. And a lot of people in the trade industry make way more than the people that have a 4-year degree and have debt because of it. So, whereas they might have felt like a failure, that can take over the psyche and just kind of overshadow your life if you let it. So it's up to people, organizations, family members, friends to let them know this isn't the end of the world. There's more than one way to peel an onion. You can reach your goals. You can reach your dreams. This doesn't define you.